Welcome to Sisters in Christ. I'm Brittany.
I'm Lainey.
And welcome back. Today we are talking about
Being a Proverbs 31 woman.
Yeah. So before we even get started, we just want you to know that this is what we found to be a good guideline to not be the perfect woman, but to be a godly woman.
Yes.
We don't want to put that kind of pressure on ourselves because it's not going to happen, right? We're not perfect. So before we even get started,
Yes.
there you go.
Yeah, this is not something to be perfect. So just, that's your thought. Get
Cut
it out. I think I said get it in your anyway. Okay. So my mom had mentioned on Facebook, I think this past week, a topic that she wanted to hear. So, and it was the lies we tell ourselves. As women, we tell ourselves that we need to do this, this, and this to be perfect.
Yeah.
Not true. That's not how to do it. Her examples were, you always have to have a clean house or always be put together to be perfect. Be a perfect wife, mother, daughter, anything. Always have healthy meals prepped and ready to go. That might be a good way to, you need to have healthy meals, which I don't. I mean, it's hard.
Yeah,
to
there's
do
just
that.
a lot of pressure on women to be the best,
Mhm.
and then it's you also are you're comparing yourself and being compared to other moms, the moms, other wives, not being married. So there's a lot of pressure in general because you're pressured to be married, you're pressured to have kids, you're pressured to if you don't, then what's wrong, you should be healthy all the time. And there's just so much pressure. This is just basically to show you what a godly woman would do. Should be aiming for.
Yes.
But not comparing ourselves to other women. Which, no.
Well, it is a guideline to be godly.
Yeah.
The Proverbs 31 woman is something you want to strive to be.
It's a goal. It's not something that you're not doing right. If
Right. You're always going to be working on something.
Yeah.
So, first, I guess we'll go ahead and jump into we're just going to read Proverbs 31, chapter 31. Usually we don't read that big of a chapter. We don't usually read a chapter at all. But we feel that it's important to read it in its entirety, then break it down, because it is a lot.
It is.
But
it's so good.
It is good. It really is good.
It's literally a love letter to you from God of you are made awesomely, and all the things you can accomplish and be still
being a woman is very special. Of course, it's a man is a special thing too, but it's just man, to have a whole chapter just to be a woman, that's awesome. So as I've said before, I use NLT. If that's okay.
Yeah, I've got mine
that?
set at NLT
Okay.
too. So.
Okay. Actually, how about? Never mind. We're not actually going to read all of chapter 31. We're going to start at 10 because that's where, verse 10. So, that's kind of where it starts a list and guideline. So if you want to read, I'll read 10 through 20 and you read 20 through 31.
Okay.
So, okay. So this is a wife of noble character, which, wife, it kind of just goes for a woman too. It's not just a wife.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Proverbs 31, verse 10, and I'll read through 20, and then she'll read the rest. Who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She finds wool and flax and busily spins it. She is like a merchant ship bringing her food from afar. She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servant girls. She goes to inspect a field and buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She is energetic and strong, a hard worker. She makes sure her dealings are profitable. Her lamp burns late into the night. Her hands are busy spinning thread, her fingers twisting fiber.
She extends a helping hand to the poor and opens her arms to the needy. She has no fear of winter for her household, for everyone has warm clothes. She makes her own bedspreads. She dresses in fine linen and purple gowns. Her husband is well known at the city gates, where he sits with the other civic leaders. She makes belted linen garments and sashes to sell the merchants. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. When she speaks, her words are wise, and she gives instructions with kindness. She carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness. Her children stand and bless her. Her husband praises her. There are many virtues and capable women in the world, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. Reward her for all she has done. Let her deeds publicly declare her praise.
It's a lot. It's a lot of information. So, okay, so we'll go ahead into like separate verses from the chapter that go with certain things. A lot of what we wrote down for our notes is from a virtuouswoman.org. If you guys have more questions or anything, just go there. That's what we went to. So the first one is faith, and so that'll be verses 29 through 31, which is, there are many virtuous and capable women in the world, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. Wait, 31. Okay, reward her for all she has done. Let her deeds publicly declare praise. So that's just, showing what faith you need to have as to be, a godly woman. I mean, everyone needs faith, it's kind of like your core, I guess, of being godly.
Yeah. So, it says, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. Reward her for all she has done. Let her deeds publicly declare her praise. So basically, it's not just when you, gosh, man, this is a little harder than I was expecting. So, when a woman fears the Lord, she will be greatly praised. Meaning God's going to bless you for being faithful.
Mm-hmm. Right. Which that goes for everyone, but it's.
I guess if you do notice people, you notice when people are. You can tell when someone is a faithful, believing person because they are blessed. They're blessed. They're happy.
Yes.
So.
Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean nothing goes wrong in their life.
Right, but
they're happy.
They carry themselves differently.
Yeah.
They're not like, oh, another day. They can, like,
it's another day.
Yeah. So I guess you could see, I see when other people, you can tell when other people are believing and they're faithful.
They just have that energy.
There's something, something different about it. And which, it's what it says. It says they will be publicly blessed, so everyone will know, right? Okay, do you want to go on to the second one, you think?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the second one is just how to be a godly woman in your marriage, which is verses 11 through 12. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life.
It shows that, you can't just, and it's hard, like, I know that it's hard to just not be grouchy sometimes, but you gotta bring good, and it's not always easy.
I like that her husband can trust her part, and she will greatly enrich his life. I like that because I think if you can't trust, you can't have a good relationship. Like, that's just not gonna happen.
You have to build off trust, and that's really you have to build off of it, and that's kind of where your relationship starts too.
I know even when I'm dating, I'm kind of bad about, I guess, not bringing him good, because like I get to where I start complaining because I'm like, you never help me with this, you never help me with that,
I do that too.
And it's like, man, like that isn't helpful,
I do that.
I do it. I mean, I get it. I totally get it, because you feel overwhelmed.
Yeah. And you're like, you just need to help me do this and this and this.
But
I'm guilty. Okay, so a third one, and you're gonna hear Chloe, I'm sorry.
I baby.
So the third one is mothering, which is verses 26 and 28. When she speaks, her words are wise, and she gives instructions with kindness. And then 28 is, her children stand and bless her. Her husband praises her. I'm gonna go open that door. She's wanting to go to bed.
So obviously neither one of us have kids, but
Sorry. I stubbed my toe.
so neither one of us have kids, so it's not like we can be like, speak nicely to your kids, but speak nicely to your kids, because
Well, what I was always told is you get more bees with honey, or
you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Is it flies or bees?
Flies. I think it's flies. That makes more sense. And that just.
I mean, obviously you're gonna need to like cut it out. You know what I mean? But don't tell them that they're worthless.
Yes, with the because then that becomes their voice in their head.
Yeah.
And that's what they're gonna hear. And you know, if you talk mean to them and belittle them, that becomes their own self-negative talk.
Right. That's true. And I feel like I think I would kind of be that person where I could just be annoyed, and I'm like, gosh, you're so like, I wouldn't tell my kid they're annoying, but I would like, quit being annoying, you know? Like, I tell my dog that. Like,
and that's a lot different than being, that's a lot different though than being, you are this, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And you're never like, if you say it like that, you're not being hateful. They probably think it's funny and keep going. So, you know, there's just a way to talk to kids and people in general. It's you gotta be sweet to them, you know, but also be stern with them when they need it. You know, you don't want them running around like lunatics, which happens.
Right. But I like that when she speaks, her words are wise too. And her instructions with kindness. I just like that. And then what do we do between?
You kind of need to be confident with what you say. Mm-hmm. You got to have confidence that, because if you're not, then they're going to be like, well, is she being serious? Does she know what she's talking about? Which I don't have kids, so I don't know, but that's kind of what I get from my mom.
Yeah.
She's always confident with what she said.
Yeah, I get that. Even if it is harder.
And I'm sure that she felt like she wasn't confident. She was. She was.
Yeah. I think us not having kids makes it hard to be like,
do this.
Yeah.
Which we're not telling you what to do.
Right.
The Bible is, you know, and read it yourself. Read this for yourself, because it's a great chapter.
And it's different when you read it. I'm really, I like to listen, but when I read it, I might have to reread it, but I get it better.
Well, rereading is, you're going to miss things, and that's a good way to figure out what you missed too. So.
Yeah. The next one is health, which is verses 14 through 15, and I need to go the other way. Here we are. Mm-hmm. She is like a merchant ship bringing her food from afar. She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servant girls. So, obviously, I mean, I don't get up and prepare breakfast for everybody, but I think
I'm really bad about that. I'm kind of just like, go get a sandwich.
Right. I feel like the purpose it's for, I mean, just to put in what am I trying to say?
The effort.
The effort, yeah. So even if you like meal prep, which is really hard, by the Like,
Yeah.
I think everybody else is like, it's the easiest thing. And I'm like, man, it's hard. Like,
yeah. It's a lot of work. And that's the thing. You have to be willing to work. Life is about work. I mean, you're never gonna not be working at something. Even people that retire end up working on something because they feel like they just need to do something. Like for me, if I'm lazy for like more than a day, I'm just like, I gotta go do something. I just feel like I have
get
to
me
go
out
do
of this
something.
house.
I get cabin fever bad.
Right.
And I just need to go do something. It doesn't have to be expensive. Honestly, I'd be okay with just going to the gas station at that point, just doing something.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I do the same thing.
yeah, so the next one is service, which is verse 20. She extends a helping hand to the poor and opens her arms to the needy. This is something that probably a lot of people struggle with. I have too, because I'm like, do I really want to go do like volunteer work when I'm not going to get paid?
Like, you always want that.
You want that reward,
Yeah.
which there is a reward. It's just not monetary.
I'm really bad, especially, gosh, I'm really bad around Thanksgiving when everyone's like really wanting to do it. I'm like, no, like because it takes me out of my comfort zone, and I am awkward in
I'm
situations.
awkward with things.
I don't
want. I'm not good around groups of people. Which at the store I work at, I started volunteering there because my mom worked there, and that was like a safe spot for me because she was the manager. But I always, like, whenever I do something for somebody, I feel so, which you shouldn't do. You shouldn't volunteer for yourself to feel better. That's what I have learned. If you're doing it for yourself, then it takes the purpose out of it.
Yeah.
Doing it for someone else.
But it does feel good.
It does feel good. It does.
It's like a reward, but it's also like, man, like you made them feel better.
Yeah.
You know? I honestly am really bad about that. I don't remember the last time I volunteered.
It's tough. Because really you're like, well, there's a lot of other things that I could be doing with my time.
Yeah,
that I need to do.
This house needs cleaned.
But I definitely recommend something because I would like to do some sort of volunteering for people like you said around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, or Christmas, and I'm like, when everyone else is in a giving mood, I'm like,
I
so
even
stressful.
Something that I really like to do, and this isn't huge, but I like to pay for the person behind me when I can.
I do like to do that. I like to do that.
Because it's just like, man, I really hope I made their day.
Yeah. I always feel like that person, it's someone I know, and I'm like trying to see who
Make
it is.
sure.
Yeah. And then, have you ever done this? This is way off subject and totally selfish, but I've done this. Where the person in front of me paid for mine, and it's just been going on for a while. And so I will totally pay for the next person's, but when it's more than what I paid, what I got, I'm like, man,
Well, I have asked before, how much is it?
Yeah.
Just because sometimes you don't have the money.
Yeah, yeah.
If I have the money,
I'm just
do it. Well, see, I've done it before, and it was just I don't know. I just saw a dog in her car. It was just a lady with her dog, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pay for hers,
Right.
just because it has a dog.
I get it.
And I feel bad about that, but it's still I feel like you need to go out of your way to be a blessing towards someone.
Yeah.
I put that on my mirror. Be someone's blessing today.
I like that.
And that's just something that I don't know. You just have to. It's not like a conscious thing. You have to keep reminding yourself. For me, I don't know if that's like that for you, but it's just something that I strive to be better at, I guess.
And it just makes it it makes it less the world doesn't revolve around you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. Yeah.
Takes it off.
You realize how many people there are out there that need help.
Humbling.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah. So,
where were we at?
finance.
Or finance. Finance. Okay, so this one is finance, which is verse
16.
Yeah. And it goes, she goes to inspect a field and buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard.
I like this one.
I do too.
Because it's like I was saying earlier, she bought something to make their family grow. Like, that she didn't just buy a phone case every few months because she just felt like she needed a new one. She didn't make an empty purchase. And that's what I need to learn to do better. But I just like that. It's like,
She was smart.
Yeah. She didn't just go buy something because she wanted it. She went and bought it.
And then
to
make
further
prosper.
Yeah.
Which is also a nice little thing to the ladies who feel like you can't be a mom and be a boss lady at the same time. 'Cause
Yeah.
it just means you totally can, and it's okay. It's not God looking down on you like you shouldn't have both. You know, like
some people don't like to stay home.
yeah.
I mean, I would like to be a stay-at-home mom, but sometimes it just doesn't work out like that either. I think I might have to be working while I have kids.
I think there's a guilt for some women who are parents and they work and they want to focus on their career. I think there's kind of a guilt there. So don't feel guilty. Like, women in the Bible were bosses. It's okay for you to be one too.
Yep.
So the next one is industry.
Yeah. So that is verses 13 through 14. She finds wool and flax and busily spins it. She's like a merchant ship bringing her food from afar. So that's just kind of like, I guess, just taking care of the family and herself and just making sure they have what they need. That's kind of,
Right.
wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So,
And busily spins it, so she just makes sure it gets done.
yeah.
The next one is homemaking, and it's verse 27, and that is, she carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness, which is easy to do.
Very easy.
To get stuck in that laziness.
A lot of people, myself, just kind of let their houses go.
No,
which I do.
gosh.
I do. There's other things that I'd like to do, like watch YouTube. So,
And that's okay. I mean, it's not
balance.
Yeah.
You need balance.
Where are we at? Time?
Time, yeah. So that's 13 and 19, not through. Yeah, so she finds wool and flax and busily spins it. So she's spending the time to do it. And then verse 19, her hands are busy spinning thread, her fingers twisting fiber. So that's
So the last one is beauty. Is it beauty?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the last one is beauty, and it's 25 and 10. I'm going to read 10 first. It says, who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. And then 25 is, she is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future.
I like that
I do
too. If you see like a woman and you're like, man, and this is negative self-talk, but like, man, I wish I was that. Like, I wish I looked like that. And if you see those girls out there, it's usually they're just happy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you're right. They're happy.
if you see someone like laugh, just like really laugh and not have a care in the world, that's like true beauty.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's like, man, like, what's she got?
Like,
You know?
why is she happy?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of another thing too. If you're if you're trying to be godlike and be closer to Jesus, you're gonna be that pure happiness. And that's beauty. That's just
Basically, I think it's being true to yourself, not being afraid to work, and what do you think? Not being
yeah,
afraid to
just
work.
make sure you're doing things to glorify God.
Yeah.
Too. And make sure everything you do, you're like, I'm doing this for God. It doesn't matter if you're sweeping the floor.
After your kid's throwing chips on it.
Yeah, do it for God. Do it for Jesus, because you really are. So,
I don't even know what that means though. like sweeping for God.
See, I feel like doing that though will make you happier doing it because you're like, I'm doing it with a purpose.
What do you say to yourself? No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm genuinely asking because I'm literally like,
I don't do that.
Wait, yeah, because I literally like, do you literally just go, okay, God, here you go? Is that what
Yeah,
you do?
I would. I'm gonna start trying it, and I'll let you know how it goes. Because I feel like if I start doing things with a purpose, I'll actually feel more fulfilled.
I'll have to try that.
I'll try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know on
I don't
Facebook.
think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever done that. Oh, I will do
I
things
haven't
like
either.
I'll do like a pay it forward thing and be like,
Yeah.
this is for God, you know. But I don't think that's good.
Maybe if you start to feel like, man, I don't want to do something, be like, okay, I'm doing it for God. If you feel like you don't want to do something, then just do it for
I
God.
don't want to get up. Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, cool. I didn't mean to argue. I literally.
You always works.
Okay. I'm literally like, how do you do that? Like.
So I guess we'll just, instead of having like our traditional verse of the day, I'll pick a verse that I felt was really good, I guess, and then you can pick one.
Sure.
Okay, so I guess I had a lot in this chapter, but I feel like I really liked verse 29. There are many virtuous and capable women in the world, but you surpass them all. That's just kind of encouraging, like, there's just one of me. And I need to be the best that I can be because I'm the only one.
And it kind of tells you
I
like,
felt like Tigger because I'm the only one.
it tells you like what God thinks of you. Like you surpass them all. Like you were.
Shows His
awesome.
true love for you.
Women are capable of so many things. And I wish we could just like recognize the power that we have. Like if you could tap into that, like we'd run this stinking world. We would. Like no offense, guys, but
Yeah,
we would.
there has to be guys too. But come
But
on.
we would.
Yeah.
Like yeah. We can figure out how to tell a guy something and make him think it's his idea.
Yes.
And he will do it.
What are powerful creatures.
I just like that God's like you surpass them all. Like you are so important.
Did I steal yours?
No, hold on. Let me look through it. Okay, give me just a second. I like the one that she clothes herself in strength and dignity, but I think I'm going to use that one. I know it's basic, but not basic. What's it called?
I'd say basic.
Basic. Everybody uses it, but I do like it. Okay. She is clothed with strength and dignity. Oh, 25. 25.
Oh, no, I'm just making sure that you had it. Okay, sorry.
Okay. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. When she speaks, her words are wise, and she gives instructions with kindness.
I like that.
I do too. Yeah, I like this. Okay. Well, thank you
So,
guys.
Yeah, I feel like this has actually been a really encouraging episode. So
Yeah. Just know that, it's okay to not be perfect, but as long as you're making some effort and trying to please God.
yeah,
that's all
strive
about
to
your
be
heart.
godly instead of perfect.
Yeah.
Which God is perfect, but there's a little bit of a difference, We can't be perfect. That's the difference. But you want to glorify God. So.
It's your heart. I think it's all a heart thing.
It
God
is.
knows your heart, and He knows if you're trying, and your trying could literally be waking up. Waking up is trying, literally, like don't settle. But if you're having that hard of a day, waking up and just laying there is trying. So God knows your heart, and quit comparing yourself to other women.
Yes.
Because they don't have it all together either, and they're wondering how you
No
got
one
their
does.
stuff together.
No one has all their stuff together.
No.
Don't let that fool. No, don't let people fool you.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, thank you guys. We hope to see you next time. And thanks for listening.
And watching.
Watching and watching. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Oh.